So anyway, she would tell him, okay, go out and get your granddad. And so I would go, and he would say, oh, hi, Shorty. Have you seen Jody around? And I would say, I don't know. I seen her around someplace. And he would say, okay, well, the next time you see her, tell her that I was looking for her. I would say, okay. And he would, put his teeth in and wash his hands. And then I would see him at the dinner table. And he would say, oh, hi, Jody. I was just talking to Shorty about you in there. And I would say, oh, really? Well, oh, okay, hi. And I swear he would do that like every day because he thought it was the funniest thing ever. He would say, oh, hi, Shorty, have you seen Jody around? And then one day he just started calling me Sam. And he insisted that I called him Sue. And when someone would say, oh, hi, Sue, I would like want to punch them because, inside jokes you have with people, you don't interject yourself into them. I'm just telling you. I'm wagging my finger at you, YouTube. Don't, if you can figure it out on your own that someone has like an inside joke with someone, don't involve yourself in it because that just irritates the people involved. And that's rude in my opinion. But whatever. Yeah, he would call me Sam and I would walk by him. Like walk by him going into the other room or whatever and he would say this, there goes Sam smoking on a cigarette, sweeping the floor. He would say, there goes Sam sweeping the floor, smoking on a cigarette. And I have no clue why, it's just one of those random things. And, I got a lot of a sense of humor from him, and I got a lot of unwanted advice. Just random old people advice. He was upset that I was using shampoo to wash my hair. He thought that it would be better if I used Dove shampoo or Dove soap, bar soap. I'm like, okay, well, whatever, and I never did that. I'm like, well, that's bizarre, but he said, oh yeah, well, my mom used to use only bar soap. I'm like, okay. He made, my grandma used to make, she would like get up, make us breakfast, and then go back to sleep because she usually got up about 9. Uh, but then one time she got sick just with like the flu, and then she realized that Granddad's up like at 5 in the morning every morning, so he can just make us breakfast. And so he would make us. He made it me for years. I don't know when that started, in middle school, I think. Um, he made me just omelets, or he would make me an oatmeal, and then he would chop up bananas and put it in there. He would make French toast. He would make pancakes. Um, basically, like, breakfast from scratch. I told him, I said, oh, it's okay. I can just eat Fruit Loops or whatever. He would say no. Like, I did have Pop Tarts, but that was like a side. Like there would be a main part of the breakfast, and then that would be a side thing. And he would always make toast, and the top ones would have jam on them, and then the bottom ones would only have butter or nothing at all. And I would always eat the top ones, and then my grandma would eat the bottom ones after I was off to school. Um, but yeah, he always made sure I had a breakfast from scratch. And then sometimes I would be I would be watching Saturday morning cartoons, and he would say, oh, are you hungry? And I would say, yeah, but I can make cereal or something during the commercial. And then he would say, uh, no, you can't miss any cartoons. I'm going to make you something to eat. And I'd say, no, it's fine. I can just, during the commercial, I can make cereal. He would say, no, no, I'm not going to let you make something for yourself. I'm going to make you breakfast. And then he would make, like, toast with, like, jam on it, like strawberry jam or whatever we had. And then he would, like, cut a slice of just cheese, like just American cheese off the block. and then he'd put that on top, and then he'd put it in the microwave for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, or 15 seconds, I mean, until the cheese was melted, and then that was part of my breakfast, and I do make that for myself sometimes, um, and it's not as bad as it sounds, um, but yeah, I have no clue where he figured that out, but uh, it just, I mean, it's just, I can't describe, it's just, he always made sure I was taken care of, and he always had this concern over me that made sure I was taken care of, and uh, he would ask me questions all the time about, uh, like, do you have enough money? Do you have, um, like, was your breakfast okay? Do you have enough money for lunch? And he never said it, said stuff like that to my sisters. He would always say that to me because uh, he just took that extra time to make sure I was okay. Um, and I feel bad that Jennifer did not get to meet him, but that's just how it is, you know. The world does not work out how you want it to be. Um, but she understands that I cared about him very much, and she's been helping me because her parents both died a few years ago, so she's already been through this. Um, so yeah, it's just that's all I can really think of. There's the trips that we went on when we went to Europe, and we went in a Winnebago when I was 12, and we went to New York and back, and uh, how he drove, and then my grandma was like the navigator, and uh, even this last year he had a sense of humor that he would uh, when he was putting the liquid food into his syringe, and then he was pushing it down like that, I would be in the other room, and like I brought the laptop with me to watch movies during the downtime, like when nothing would be, like they would be in the other room watching TV, and I would not want to watch Jeopardy every night with them, so I would be on my computer watching movies, and so anyway, it would have this much left, and uh, he would say, "Hey Sam, I left some for you. Are you hungry?" And I said, "No, you can have the rest of it. I'm not hungry." And he would say, "Okay, well, I offered you some, so you can't complain that I didn't offer you any." And I would say, "Okay, well, you have the rest of it." And uh, I know when I left in November, he said, I would get up and hug you, but and he patted his stomach like this. He said, "I'm a mess." And I would say, I know, don't worry about it." And then he held out his hands like this, and I held them, and I went like this with his hands. That was when I took his jacket home, and I've worn it a few times to the store since I came home, like a couple times. And it says it's like I should have brought it in here, but it's a black, like a winter coat that he's worn. Like there's probably endless pictures of him in it because he would always wear that coat. They have another coat at my grandma's, but it says CF safety on it, like a patch. And he gave that to me as a gift, and I'll always cherish it because he specifically gave this to me. Like he knew that I would appreciate it, and that was one of his last things he did to make sure I was taken care of. Um, I mean, what else can I say? I worked to his funeral, and then my cousin, she says, "Oh, good, that's a good way of honoring him." And I said, "Well, he gave it to me in November, and that day I promised myself I would work to his funeral." She said, "Well, that's a good idea." She said, "My dad told me that he loved you very much." And I said, "Yeah, we always had a special relationship. He always made sure I was taken care of." And I started talking about the breakfast and blah, blah, blah. So that was nice. Uh, so that's pretty much it. If I say anything more, it's just repeating myself. So I hope you're having a better month than I've had. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I just needed to say my piece.